Hey everyone, how are you doing? Shay Love back with you. I got some wine, I got some review, and let's get into it. All right, hey you guys. So I am actually here with you guys to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, episode 2. You Scots be lying. I feel like this episode was a pretty good episode. I really do feel as though Love and Marriage is going to give us what we need. And I am 1000% for it when it comes to the drama, when it comes to the questions that we've had since last reunion, when it comes to what are y'all going to do with the different friendships and different relationships amongst the cast. I think this season is really going to answer a lot of questions for us. Before we get into it, like I like to do, I just want to show you guys what I'm drinking on. It is Roscato Smooth. And it is a pretty good wine, you guys. I'm not advertising anything. I just want to show you guys what I'm sipping on when I watch my shows and when I do my reviews. And yeah, this is really good. 13%. You know your girl getting a little tight. All right, let's get into it. That 13% make a little difference compared to that little 10. Okay, so the show opens up with Martell doing a calendar shoot just for an upcoming promotion brand, just to help his brand. And he is there with his manager, Malika. I may have pronounced your name wrong, manager, and I'm so sorry. But they call her Mel. So yeah, we have another Mel, but she is just his manager. And so basically, yeah, he's doing a sexy calendar for himself just to give himself a new image, rebranding. And yeah, he said that Mel suggested it. So in the confessional, he did say that Mel suggested it. I'm going to go ahead and just off the bat assume that he's talking about the manager Mel, because if somebody wasn't paying attention and they didn't pay attention to the manager's name, then automatically somebody can easily think that, oh my God, this man is still stuck on Mel. Like, how long ago did she give you this idea? Like, what is going on? I gotta show my Scorpio necklace because anyway, we'll get into that later on. But yeah, so he is doing a couple of things. So his manager actually have not only a calendar set up for him, also he is writing a children's book with his oldest girl and his oldest boy. And yeah, he has some other ventures and business endorsements and other just things that he's going to be getting into. I think him having Mel as his manager is probably the best brand rebranding that he could do, because he couldn't do it on his damn self. I've come to realize that Martell is one of those. He do need somebody by his side to help uphold him, because doing it by himself, he's too much of a fuck up. And there's a lot of people out here in this world. They need a team with them. They need somebody with them to keep them on point, keep them, have their T's crossed and their I's dotted, especially if you are juggling a couple of jobs, a couple of businesses. So I believe that's what Melody really was for him when they were married. And now that he don't have Melody anymore, he got to go to find another male, just as Destiny said. So speaking of Destiny, yeah, Martell calls Destiny up because her business, Madani or Masani, Madani, her business is not too far from where he's taking his shoot at. his photo shoot at. And he called her because he needed some baby oil to glisten his body up to make the photos look good. And okay, I've said in previous episodes, and honestly, I've noticed this since last season. I do believe that they have some type of sexual attraction. A part of me feel as though Destiny, I don't know if Destiny's fronting about it. I don't know if Destiny will dry flirt, as in like Martell may do like a little flirt, and Destiny's like, boy, you ain't ready for this type, it's like she's trying to push him away, but she's like, you ain't ready for what the fuck I got. And that's the kind of vibes I'm getting. I don't know. I feel as though Destiny is trying to play like, I do not want no Martell. And I do believe that she really genuinely do not want Martell. But when it comes to in the bedroom, they may do a little freaky deaky things in there because that's just the vibe that they give me, especially Martell towards Destiny. But Martell's a hoe. Anything that walk past with some kusila, punani, a little kitty cat between their legs, he's probably gonna be like, And Destiny's a beautiful woman, very beautiful and very stylish. So I know he's extra like, you know. So Destiny comes by, and yeah, she's basically like, boy, what the hell you got going on? And I just think Destiny's trying to stay in that friend zone, trying to stay in that friend role. So she's like, boy, what the hell you got going on? And he's like, well, I need somebody to help oil me up. And Melody like, okay, not Melody, Destiny's like, okay, here you go to the manager because you oil him up. I'm not oiling him up. That's weird. What do I look like? So I be needing a second. I really be needing a pause after I take a sip of this. So Martell and Destiny starts just talking about getting themselves back together, getting their business and their brand back together after divorce, and they're really having a connection and one-on-one talk about that. They're relating on some things. She said that she gave him advice on just focus on you. And Destiny then goes to talk about how Melody was eavesdropping in on her and Tisha talking around the reunion time. And he basically said that, yeah, Melody's not, or Destiny basically said, yeah, Melody is not feeling me. She's not really cool with me. And in the confessionals, Martell made a comment that, in a way, I kind of can agree with what he's saying, just based off of what is being shown, honestly, out of all 4 seasons. He basically said that, yeah, Melody likes to have friends that are a yes girlfriend. Like, anytime Melody come up with an idea, anytime Melody wants to do something, anything Melody wants, her circle, has to have her full support in a way that they are yes girls. And Destiny's the type of person that's like, honey, if I don't want to do it, if I don't agree with you, I'm going to tell you I don't want to do it. I don't agree. And that's just that. So a part of me do feel like, yeah, that probably was part of the reason why Melody do not want to deal with Destiny, is because Destiny's not her yes girl. So in a little bit, I do agree with Martell when he made that statement in the confessional. So that was basically that for that first scene. The next scene, Melody goes over to Stormy's business, and they basically chop it up, business talk, girl talk, and everything. And for the most part, I really do like this scene. Basically, they are at Stormy's warehouse. And Stormy basically has a hair care line. And she basically explains how, when she opened up her business, they were not at the point of warehouse. They were not at the point of just having to hire people, having to, do all of the logistics of a bigger business. They were starting off, it was just her and she said one of her friends. That was it. And then overnight during the pandemic, which is an extra blessing, she had to get a warehouse. She had to get more products. She had to hire people to help stock these products. She had to get stock up her inventory. She had to basically really be a boss and run a whole company just within that year. So I just thought that was really inspirational. And I thought that was so cool for Stormy just to really let us know her whole process. Really, she was letting Melody know, but for us to see that, it was like, oh, wow, that really can be overnight. Sometimes you have to put that work in. Sometimes it does take a little bit longer than that year, but don't be afraid to put that work in, because you may be working for 2 years and literally overnight a blessing or a miracle may happen where you now have to up your inventory, hire people, and keep your business going. That is a really a good dilemma, to be honest. So yeah, the conversation was really inspirational. I think Stormy gave Melody some really great advice about don't be nervous, don't be scared, just get the job done. Just get it done. Mistakes are going to happen, and that's okay, but just get the job done. And yeah, Melody's the type of woman that I can't knock her for this. She does do really good in her businesses. She's a great businesswoman, and you can't take that away from her. That's one thing you cannot take away, is how good of a businesswoman she really is. And I think she's soaking up all the advice that Stormy is giving to her. And that's great. It was just awesome to see two businesswomen, talking about business, giving each other advice, and, just encouraging one another. I thought was really awesome, really great. Coming from myself, being an event planner, um, that's all I would want, is to connect with a whole bunch of Black women, Black men, and we can collab, we can get together, we can give advice, and it's not like we stepping on each other's toes. We are helping one another to advance. I think it's a beautiful thing. Um, so then it gets to the point where Stormy just flat out asks Melody, "Girl, how did you say you forgot about doing fellatio?" And the way Stormy said it, it was kind of like, when your homegirl, when you tell your homegirl something already beforehand, and then it got brought back up, and the homegirl thinking that you was going to tell the truth in front of the whole group, but really you just lied and said, "Oh, no, 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 that ain't true." And then after the fact, homegirl like, "Girl, why the fuck did you lie about that?" Like, that's what it gave me. It gave me that Stormy probably knew a little bit more. And she was just like, "Girl, why the fuck would you say that you didn't know about? You don't remember putting your mouth on somebody else's dingling? But you remember him giving you head? And you say it was some good head?" And I think that you was being funny by saying that at the reunion, because you said old girl was flaunting it on social media about how Martell was all up in her kitty cat and all up eating up in her kitty cat and giving details and all this extra stuff. So I think that was your get back a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. But hey, Melody, if it is, but girls say you done gave a little mouth too. You are grown as hell. You are too grown to be. I don't remember. And just by her response to Stormy by saying, "Girl, he don't." I mean, and you are very, Melody. You are not lying, and you are very honest when you say this. Martell don't have to know what the hell you be doing with another man. That's not his business no more. Y'all are divorced. Y'all are done with. But it's not like it's like the biggest thing in the world. If you gave somebody else head, like, who cares? People do it all day, every day. Sometimes, multiple people give multiple people head sometimes in a day. So if you have fun with one man and you feel as though, listen, I feel like it would have been better if you said, listen, that's not my business to be telling. Y'all know I'm a grown woman. Y'all can consider that yourself. But I don't owe an explanation to tell Martell, you, or anybody in the most respectful way. Grown woman, do what you gotta do. So, yeah, so Melody then tells Storm about her having a pajama party. Just like she told Kimmy last episode. She's having a pajama party. Like, girl, is you promoting this pajama party? Like, I'm tired of you. Like, girl, let's just go ahead and let this thing be over. So she asks Stormy if she wanted to come. And Stormy's like, yeah, sure, who's all coming? Is Tisha coming? And Melody's like, no, she's not coming. And Stormy like, okay, cool. Is Destiny coming? No. What? Destiny's not coming? Stormy said, what? Destiny's not coming? So what happened between you and Destiny? And I just feel as though Stormy, you coming in, but you coming in so scripted, and you coming in so like, okay, I gotta make sure I ask her about this. I gotta make sure I ask about this. I gotta make sure I mention this. Even though, girl, you watched that reunion. You asking her how the reunion was. Girl, you done seen on social media. You asking her this and that. Like, girl, you in it just as much as the audience and the fans are. So stop asking questions like you don't already know the answer. Stop asking questions like you and Melody probably have not already talked beforehand and you have already said that you had a falling out. Now you got to mention it again on camera. Storm is a little rehearsed because it was just so ironic that you mentioned both of their names and you didn't mention Kimmy. Okay, I can't remember if you mentioned Tiffany. I know you said something about that bitch is weird or, something about that bitch is off. And I don't know. I just feel like you came really hard for Tiffany. Even though, yeah, Tiffany had a really rough start coming in like, yeah. But, yeah, I just feel like you kind of came hard for her just now. So, I don't know what that was about in that scene, but Storm, I liked you when you was talking about your business, but when you talking about other people's business, then I start to not like you because now you starting to get real gossipy. And you too much of a boss to be gossipy like that. All right, so yeah, so basically Melody tells Storm about what happened with the whole hotel thing, and Melody makes a very true Scorpio statement. When somebody do you wrong, we really do try to get over it. She's like, I try to get past it, but honestly, right now, I just can't. I thought I did. I thought I was over it. But realizing when I think about it again, it still pisses me the fuck off. And I'm not over it yet. So I would rather not have you around. If that is not a true Scorpio, where are my Scorpios at? If that is not a true Scorpio thing, we are hard on loyalty. We are hard because we don't want nobody to do us like, we're not going to do you like we feel as though we want to be done in a negative way. We're not going to try to cheat. We're not going to try to lie to you if we really rock with you like that. We're going to be 1,000% with you. So for a Scorpio to feel like you in that corner and then you being funny and then you doing like anything that we feel as though is suspect, we're gonna be like, let me cut you off for a second. I'm going to be around you cautiously because once you done show me how you are the first time, that's all it takes. Oh, excuse me, guys. I am so sorry. That's all it takes. So, yeah, I was definitely with you on that, Melody. Like, you think you'd be over something, and then if you really not over it, girl, don't have that person around. Don't have them around. I'm just not gonna have you around because I'm not over it. I know how I get when I'm mad, and I'm gonna be funny with you the whole time. I'd rather not have you around. So then it goes to Tisha and Marcel. They're at their business. And they started talking about the Scott's Manor. And if I'm not mistaken, I may have to double back and check on this. But I think they said it was like almost 30 acres. That's a lot. That's a lot of land. 30 is a lot of land. And I really am going to have to double check on that to make sure that's fully true. But I think that was the number that they said. Because I know that they're making a home for them. Maurice is also going to be living on the Scott's Manor as well, Maurice and Kimmy. And I'm sure they're going to be doing other like subdivisions or whatever they plan on doing. I forgot what it was. They mentioned it more last season. And I hope that they do talk about it a little bit more this season. Because I think, honestly, that's a really cool project. But of course, because of the pandemic and everything being slowed down, it's taking way longer for the Scott's Manor to be developed and, finished. And that's basically what they were talking about, what's going on in the process. Tisha said she don't want to be a bugaboo client that's always hitting up the contractor to see what's going on. Hey, just seeing the process, how far you guys have gone along. And, so she didn't want to do that. So they talked about that. Mama Wanda comes in and, Mama Wanda, I'm going to be honest, this scene, I was in full agreement with you for the first time. You was not acting out of your ass. You was talking clearly. You said exactly what you wanted to know. And you were making sense about what you were saying. So I was definitely on your side this scene when you guys had that discussion. So Mama Wanda comes in and she basically starts talking about her being fully prepared for the launch of her business truck or her business food truck. And, basically, they thought about doing a food truck for Miss Wanda where she's going to be selling loaded potatoes. And it kind of makes me think of like an OLG thing. The kids are going to be, Marceau and Tisha are going to be investing into it and let her do her business. And I think Marcel's thing is that, hey, at least she has a business. She'll have stuff that she'll be doing. She'll be busy. She'll be out my hair and out my pockets. I feel you, Marcel. It'd be like that sometimes, okay? So, yeah, they started talking about the food truck. And Marcel didn't know that Tisha said that she was going to already invest into the food truck. That's just a marriage thing. That's a family thing. There's not really much to talk about with that. But what I do want to talk about is when Marcel was being funny for a second and Wanda made a comment like, well, see, this your problem now because you always like to throw people under the bus. You threw your own brother under the bus. And that's when the conversation got started. That's when it really was like, okay. And what I'm really starting to pick up with Marcel now, and I don't know if TV and television influenced this for him, but Marcel likes attention. Marcel is the type of person that he will give you a shock factor to talk about, whether it's true or whether it's not true. And that's the thing about Marcel that is sometimes if I was his wife, if I was Tisha, that would be really frustrating to me. Because why you got to do all this extra to get some type of attention? And you want attention from... He can act like he don't care all he wants to. He wants attention from everybody that's watching the show. He wants attention from some of these women out here. He wants attention that's not of his wife's. That's the attention that he wants because he's doing all of this shock factor stuff and he's not directly answering questions. And so it's like you running people for a loop and you think it's the funniest thing in the world. So that's what really kind of irritates me about Marcel is that, Marcel, you're doing a lot of this for shock factor. Now, whether it's true or not, and if it's not true and you're just not automatically denying it, then yeah, you're doing it just for the kiki and the laugh of it. And I think that's kind of like childish. It's very childish to me. Because I found it funny that at the reunion, both Maurice and Marcel directly answered Carlos's question. Carlos said, it was along the lines of, did you guys ever see Martell and Arian together. And Mari said straight up, no. Marceau said straight up, yes. It was no, well, see, it was straight up those answers. So for your own close family to just straight up ask you what is the answer, and both of y'all give the runaround, it's like, what the hell? What is the truth? So a part of me feel like, so yeah, when y'all don't give a direct answer, maybe y'all are lying, and Miss Wanda is right. So yeah, Marcel started making jokes, and at this point, Wanda is irritated. Tisha needs to be exactly how Wanda is to Marcel. Wanda said, I need my answer straight up. I'm applying pressure. I'm on your head. All of that because you not giving a direct answer. Stop giving me the runaround. And Tisha just sitting there. Tisha, if you don't speak up and say something like that, shit is irritating. That is irritating, Tisha. Because, and then you come from a mother like Wanda, I just think that you just shut your ass up at that point. Because if anybody is remotely like their parent, like Miss Wanda can hold her own. So in that case, Tisha, you can hold your own. So yeah, at this point, Wanda just straight up asked Marcel, listen, the blogs are saying a whole bunch of stuff. And what the blogs are saying and what you aren't denying or what you are not denying, I'm going to believe the blogs. So have you and Martell ever had an apartment together where y'all got to do whatever shindig y'all did? Just like Kirk and Rashida. And the crazy thing is that y'all men really will put a whole bunch of money into whatever just to keep on with your habits, your bad habits at that, or your double life. I think that's ridiculous. So Marcel once again giving the runaround, and it's pissing Wanda off. And Wanda's like, you know what? If you ain't gonna say nothing, don't worry about it. But just know the truth is gonna come out. And Marcel's talking about, well, where's my coffee? I need coffee in order to invest into your business. Marcel, F you. Yeah, I'm with Wanda. F you. And that damn coffee. You can't answer a simple yes or no question. Have you had an apartment with Martell? Yes or no? And you know what, Marceau, you the type of man that I would believe that maybe you would invest in properties to sell it or to rent it out. Like, so I can very much see you probably partnering up with somebody to invest into a couple apartments, several apartments, and renting it out like an Airbnb. People do that all the time. So I can believe that. And then, on days where y'all don't have anybody to rent out your apartment or to stay, y'all may be doing some little sneaky stuff. I can believe it. So that ended like that. Wanda is irritated by the fact that Marcel is not just straight up answering, and Tisha just looking dumb and stupid. So, yeah, moving on. Now we're at Jalen's apartment, and Kimmy and Maurice comes into his apartment, and you know what? This is just a parent and child relationship. The children think that they have all right to just walk up in their parents' home once they move out, and the parent think that they have all right to walk into the kids' home once they move out. So I mean, it was just one of those things. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. I honestly thought the whole scene was a really good family connection scene. They had to have some serious conversations, and yeah, and it turned out pretty well. So Kimmy talks about her mommy concerns and talk about her mommy concerns, and who Jalen keeps around. And honestly, all moms think like that when their kid first moves out. I'm sure my mom thinks like that all the time. And Jalen comes over to their house all the time to get what he needs. I do that all the time whenever I'm home. I stay 2 hours away from my home. I live on my own. So when I go home and I know I need to do some grocery shopping and I'm at my family house and they got it, y'all got, because listen, let me tell you about my family. My parents, they keep things stocked up for just in case the worst possible case anything to happen. So they have 5, 6, 7 water cases. They have 8 toiletries packed up. I'm like, when I come in here, it's like Sam's Club. So I'm like, I'm getting a free toiletry. I'm getting free cleaning supplies. I'm getting free groceries. And I'm going to my mom's house for it all. Better believe. And it ain't going to change. Better believe. So I feel you on that, Jalen. Sometimes you got to come over. Hey, y'all got some y'all got some liquor? What to look at? So, yeah. And so they sat down and Jalen just straight up asked both of them, are y'all okay? What's going on? I've been keeping up with the social media. I've been keeping up with the blogs. Like, what is really going on? Because right now, these bloggers and these people in these comments know way more about my family than I do. So, what's going on? So, they had a real good adult conversations. Kimmy and Maurice asked him, what exactly have you heard? And he told them, and he wants to know, like, have you cheated on my mom? And they reassured him, like, listen, we've talked about it. We are okay. So you be okay. And don't worry about what they're saying. And I thought it was a really good conversation. Nothing more need to be said about that. I think everything turned out really well. And Jalen's a very smart young man. Has a lot of great things going for himself. And Kimmy, you're doing awesome. And I believe Monster is going to be the same way for you, Maurice. I think y'all are raising some really great children. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So now we get over to the messy part of the show, the end, which is Melody's pajama party that she advertised for 2 episodes. So Kiki, okay. Let me rewind it. They get there. I will say, Melody, it was a beautiful setup. It was a beautiful setup how you guys had it. I thought it was really great for, even for all ages. Yeah, grown women, that's fine. But shoot, 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds would have had a ball with that as well. Like, I feel like it was great for all ages, to be honest. So, yeah, women starts coming in to the pajama party, and Tisha's cousin Kiki comes in as well. I guess she was invited, and Kimmy's a little confused. At first she's like, "Who was that?" And then when she realizes Kiki, she's like, "So how's Kiki here and Tisha not here?" It's pretty weird, but hey, it's not my party. So now they get into discussions and conversations, and Tisha, please watch your family, because your cousin is coming across very fake. Your cousin is friends with now what y'all have now understand as your enemy. Probably the last couple of seasons, your friend of me now is not even a friend of me no more. It's just enemy. And she's over at her house and they're discussing you, Tisha. Watch your back, even with your family. %, y'all. So, yeah. Kiki and Stormy just straight up asked Kimmy, how does she feel about everything with the post? And you know what, Kimmy? You are 1,000% right. You shouldn't have been there at all, because now I know, Melody, what your point is of this whole get-together. You just want to talk about the reunion. You just want to talk about everything that happened. And you want to get your little point across, and you want to be messy. The show should have been messy Melody the whole time, because I feel like Melody was being messy for most of the scenes that she was on the episode. I feel like she was being very messy, and I was not feeling this pajama party at all. Like, y'all are too grown to be that messy. And I did not like the fact that even though y'all, Stormy, you as well, because I do think that you really do like Kimmy, but I feel like your approach was covered up into being like, girl, what the hell's going on in your household? Trying to be nosy. And I didn't like that. So they asked her how she feel, and she is just like, oh, how I feel about everything that happened. Honestly, I can't answer all these questions for you guys because I don't know why it happened. I just know that, I just got the shorter, I just got the end effect of everything. And not only me, Tisha did too, Maurice did too, and everybody else that was attached to that photo did as well. So here's my thing about this conversation. I think Kimmy was hesitant on speaking about it because of the women that were there and that were around. I believe that Kimmy fully knows that these women are not her friends. These women really don't care how she really feels. They just want to know, have y'all talked about it? What was being said? Da, 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 da. She's one of those. And I think that a lot of people are just thinking that, okay, Kimmy's backtracking, but I think Kimmy is very careful about what she says around certain people. I feel like she will tell certain people, I don't know, but she will fully discuss how she really feels to those that she really do care about her, or she really do care and they care about her. That's how I really feel, okay? So, yeah, I did not like how Stormy made the deflect comment to try to make it seem as though, because I get what you were saying, Stormy, but in a way you were trying to say that does Marcel got something going on? Not Marcel. Is Marcel trying to say that Maurice got something going on? And if I was Kimmy, I would be offended by the way you asked your question too. Like, girl, what is you trying to say? The whole deflect thing, and you trying to pin it on me, Maurice. And then here go Melody chiming in. We'll talk about, well, girl, you made Melody. No, I know what you're doing. Once again, you try to be like, nah, nana, boo, boo, nah, nana, boo, boo. And I don't like that, Melody. Like, you really showing us a very catty, a very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just insincere. You're just not being sincere right now. Like during this scene at your pajama party, I just feel like you have a lot of smoke that you still want to give out, and because you don't have the people around to give it out to. The next best thing is to talk about them to the people that are close to her, like her cousin, like Kimmy, and I don't know. Melody, I didn't care for how everything turned out. It was not fun. It was just, it was a lot, to be honest. And I felt like you really was putting a lot of smoke out there. So after that, Tiffany pulls Kimmy to the side. And I'm going to be honest, I think Tiffany is trying to tread as lightly as she can because they chewed her and Big Boy up and spit them out at the reunion. They, bitch. Like, that's what they did. I think Tiffany's feelings was really hurt. I think Tiffany did not know how to handle that. So I think that she pulled Kimmy aside, just had that one-on-one talk. Like, hey, honey, I just want to let you know, Chamber of Commerce, all this extra stuff. Girl, if it was 5 years ago, let it be. Why are you bringing it up? Why are you trying to justify yourself with Kimmy? Because I know Kimmy don't give a damn. Honestly, we don't give a damn. We still gonna say you was fired. It don't matter. It was 5 years ago, girl. You got your own business. It don't matter. Like, stop trying to, like, clear up your name. It's okay. It is okay. So, yeah, they talked it out. They squashed it. Awesome. Here come Storm coming in. What y'all talking about? Oh, we just, talking about this, and that. And I didn't care for this scene as well. I did not care. So here comes Stormy talking about, What y'all talking about? And I'm just like, Stormy, where are you coming from, first of all? And I understand you trying to see what they're talking about. Okay. After Kimmy said, yeah, we were just saying blah, 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 blah. We were talking about this, but we squashed it. Girl, you squashed it. You felt like that was your opportunity to try to play Tiffany. And I did not like that. Because here comes Melody coming in. I mean, yeah, this is your party, so girl, you can sit in any group that you want to sit in. Because at my party, I'm gonna hear tea on everybody group. But yeah, you coming in and you like, okay, what y'all talking about? And Tiffany just kind of made a comment like, well, you know, that's kind of like saying you bringing us something about somebody when they were 12. And it's like all the girls were so offended. It's like all the girls basically said that basically was like Tiffany said the worst thing in the world because they were like, bitch, you tripping. You being smart. You that. And I was just like, I don't understand like how much pressure that was of her comment. Like her comment really was tired and really wasn't all of that. Like, but y'all here, I go, oh, you being smart. Oh, girl, you. And I'm just like the way Stormy left off. I was like, Stormy, please don't be that girl. Please, please do not be that girl. That is like, I don't know. You have a right to speak on somebody's life. Definitely, Tiffany is probably getting a taste of her own medicine, but I don't feel like Tiffany came that hard last season. I just feel like Tiffany's slow. She don't have like the social cues to know. Like I really think that she don't have the social cues, or she plays that role very well. But I'm telling you, I felt like Tiffany's tread lightly in that scene, and y'all came for her a little bit harder than I felt like was necessary. But yeah, that was episode 2. You Scots Be Lying, which should have been Messy Melody. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Just know I love you guys. Have a great springtime. It's getting warm out here. Happy April, and I'll get back with you. Bye.